Hello everyone. In this video you are going to learn how to supply input data from your robot into a reusable workflow. So for that in this video I am going to create two workflows, workflow 1 and workflow 2. So go to home and create blank process. So I will name this as workflow 1 and then click on create. And now I'm going to create 3 arguments in this workflow 1. So click on this arguments panel, then click on create argument, and I will let it be as argument 1 and direction is in and argument type is integer. Create a second argument, click on create argument. So direction is int and argument type changes to int. Let me create third argument and I will name this argument as addition. And change this argument type to int. So as of now these arguments doesn't have any values. We will call this workflow using invoke workflow activity from workflow 2 and then we will pass the values to these arguments. So search for activity called assign. And change the direction for this addition argument to out. So in the assign activity I will type the argument name addition and I will sum these two arguments, argument 1 plus argument 2. And now create another workflow and name it as workflow 2. Then click on create. I have used arguments instead of variables because variables allows us to share data between activities within a robot, whereas arguments allows us to share data between a robot and a different reusable workflows. And now I am going to use two input dialog activities to take two numbers from the user and I am going to add the two numbers. So at the dialog title field within quotations I will type first number and at the input label field within double quotations I will type enter first name, enter first number. Then at the value entered field I will create a variable and I will name it as first number. So click on this plus icon and search for input dialog activity and drag this to the canvas. So at the dialog title within double quotations I will type second number. In the input label field I will type enter second number. And at the value entered field I will create a variable using shortcut Ctrl K and I will name this variable as second number. So these two input dialog activities take user input from the user and now I am going to use invoke workflow file activity. And I'm going to call the workflow 1. So click on this folder icon and select workflow 1, then click on open and select this XAML file, then click on open. Now click on this import arguments. Here you can see the arguments names that we have created in workflow 1, argument 2 and addition. So in and out are the directions and this type is int. And this value field allowing us to type a value to send from robot to the reusable workflow. So in the value field I will give the variable name first name to the argument 1 and the variable name second number to the argument 2. So in this addition, let me create a variable and I will name this as a sum. Then click on OK. So go to variables panel and change this variable type to int, because this is going to add two numbers and the result is a number. So we have passed values to the arguments inside this invoke workflow file activity. Now click on plus icons and search for message box activity to display the output. So inside this message box, let me type sum and I will convert this to string using toString function. And let me run this, and it is going to be asked two numbers to the user. So first I will give 3 as a first number and 4. So the result is 7. So this is how to pass data into a reusable workflow. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe and like this video.